So I figured I would try to come out and make a quick video of just kind of showing you a bit of weed treatment or an application I did over here at one of the properties. There is a fence line right in front of me, which I'll show you here in a second, that just had a ton of weeds on it. When we first purchased this house, I cut it way back. I cut them down, and as you know, weeds will be weeds. They can grow really fast. Basically, oh, here comes the rain, so I gotta be fast. Oh, this one's really had it. Look at that. So far so good. It's looking good. Everything that I applied, I believe is all rain fast within 3 hours or something like that. So although it's starting to rain right now, should absolutely be good to go. So yeah, just kind of wanted to give you a quick overview. Here's the front yard in case you're wondering what it looks like. I will admittedly say I have not done much of anything at this property. It's about the end of the property line. Really haven't done anything this year. Bare minimum, just mowing. You know that there's weeds. Oh, whoa, I gotta go. All right, hey, I'm signing off. It's coming down. Woo! I'll be back with the other part of this video.
The next day.
What's going on, world? Steve Dab. I'm outside again. I'm going to try this episode one more time. I tried recording a week ago. It was just, everything was wrong. I had my camera set up improperly. Shutter speed was off a little bit, and then it started raining and then hailing, and I may include some clips of that. But basically, I want to show you a backyard over here. I'm at a property that I have not treated at all. From where you're looking, it may look like the grass is decent, but it's actually horrible. Let's talk about this horrible fence line. Horrible fence line. Hopefully I can get the video pulled up from last week or a week ago, 7 days ago, 7 or 8 days ago. I have to look at my charts, but basically I sprayed this 7 days ago, and this is what it looks like today. This fence line is horrible. When I moved in here, it was horrible. I brought out my chainsaw, cut it down to size, and never got around to fully addressing it. But I want to do a series of update videos, just kind of showing. Wow, look at that. You don't talk about effective. And this is after 1 week. I will do a second application in, well, in another 3 weeks or so. But basically about 30 days out or about a month out. This is the only plant. This one looks like, the tops are hit pretty hard. But then beyond that, well, I don't know, because as you zoom into some of these leaves, you can see some damage. Yeah, there's a lot of damage there. Okay. I was going to say that's the only one that doesn't look horribly affected, but yeah, let me finish this fence line, and then I'll get back to chatting. I want you to kind of see exactly what it looks like 7 days out, and I'll tell you what I put down, what I applied. So what I ended up utilizing is I put out a mixture. I mixed in some tenacity, right? And also, by the way, I'll put the rates that I use to apply them in the comments below. Make sure you read the label. Look at what type of grass you have, look at where you live and what region you live in, and make sure you're doing what you feel is best and most applicable for your area. If you're not sure, definitely read the label inside and out. They give you tons of useful information there, so that's probably going to be your best bet. But again, I'll share what I included, and you kind of go from there, deciding if you want to do something similar or completely different. But basically 4-gallon sprayer, and that's pretty much what I used along there, and then the back fence line. Definitely don't want to kill all of those weeds because there's a busy street right behind me, so it's good for just kind of blocking out some of the noise and nonsense. So with in a 4-gallon sprayer, I included tenacity. So right, there's tenacity there, but I also mixed the tenacity with T-Zone SE, not Speed Zone. Love Speed Zone, but I utilized it with T-Zone SE. From what I've seen, what I was able to find, T-Zone is a bit less expensive, and it seems to be very effective. So you can probably look forward to seeing some yellowing and or whitening of some of the weeds, maybe. I don't know exactly. This is my first time combining those. So basically the mesotrione as well as 2,4-D and dicamba. I mean, it's just a really great mix, and it kind of hits, I don't want to say all types of weeds, but man, it hits such a broad spectrum of weeds. Like Where I live, it pretty much will knock out any and everything if you give it enough time. So with the T-Zone SE, you can only apply it twice per year. So this was one application. About a month out, I'll do a second application, assuming I can find some days where it's not beyond like 85 degrees, I think it is. I'll have to double check that. But basically, that's kind of the approach I'm taking. I'll kind of show you my end results so you can maybe utilize that information and decide, hey, is this a route I want to go, or do I want to go with something else? You know, but I mean, I like the results so far. It's been 7 days. I like being able to actually see what's going on. I've done tenacity applications by themselves. I like tenacity. Of course, it can make your yard a bit ugly and patchy looking for a moment. But ultimately, you know, I like what it does, but I don't think that the results are nearly as noticeable early on as they are with combining you know, these two different products. Oh, and one other thing, I also included a non-ionic surfactant when I did the application, and I did the application post mow, like right after I finished mowing. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, I guess. I don't really know, because this is kind of a first for me. But basically, my thinking is, especially with a lot of these wide blade weeds, is that by cutting them with the mower, you know, I immediately break that waxy coating they have on them, right, and make them a bit more vulnerable. But I also have to be mindful that I'm also cutting, you know, my leaf blades, my grass blades as well. So, but if it's truly selective, you know, my goal was to make that application, and then, although I'm using non-ionic surfactant, I figured between the surfactant and the fact that I had just cut many of the leaf blades of the weeds would make it just really, really effective and efficient. And then also, after applying the next day, we got, well, backtrack. So you seen when we got rain in the first video. So the next day after when I applied, or overnight, we ended up getting rain. It was rain fast at that point. It was like a whole day later. But what I believe happens is that kind of helps rinse some of that residual off of the actual grass, and I think that's going to help me to minimize the amount of grass damage I have, if any at all. I'm not overly concerned about it. Like I said, this yard I haven't done anything to. I'm more or less using it as an experimental yard. But what I will do is cut and show you my other line at another property, which I tend to be putting the majority of my time into this season. All right, I'm over here at the other, or another, I guess, property right now. You remember from my other video, I actually ended up getting this resurfaced. It was pretty bad. Didn't get it repaired. I've got a refi coming up on this property, so I really just kind of wanted to clean it up. Just got the house painted, so I just figured that would be a way of you know, just kind of making it look a bit crisp, more crisp, cleaner. Still haven't added that shutter. Man, I really need to order that shutter. See the edges, you know, I've gotten pretty serious about my edges. And then, okay, you know what? One of the things I'm looking at here is the property line, just kind of seeing how good the company that mows my neighbor's lawn. I had a talk with them at one point about, you know, just mowing over the property line. I try to not make it a big deal, but, you know, also very mindful of it. You also notice this yard has been treated. Don't have very many, and just as I'm about to say that, I'm looking at a weed right now. So a little bit there. You know, I want to say there's no such thing as a yard. This is you see, it's kind of heart shaped, right? So these are going to be, and I'll get rid of these pretty quickly, but these are going to be wild violets right here. But yeah, I guess there's no such thing as a lawn that doesn't have any weeds in it, but you know, I do try to minimize how many I have. So that's kind of where I am right now. Stay tuned. I'll have more information and content coming your way.